Everyone, it's Michelle Angelique. It is 7:40, 10 minutes late. Getting better. I got my phone stolen and I had to compromise or come up with a device, I should say. And I found an old phone and that's what I'm working with. And it didn't charge. So problem is I can't get it to prop where I want because I have to have it plugged in. So it's in the wrong spot. I'm working with what I got. What's up, Stacy? Oh, I haven't seen you forever. What's up? What's up, Mister? I was reading Truth Hurts and saying what's up at the same time. I got tongue tied right there. What's up, guys? I know the both the it's so good to have you guys here. It's so good to be closer on time. That way you guys can count on me actually being here at 7:30. Um, I got a amazing topic today, especially for those two of you right there, Stacy and Truth Hurts. I forgot your name. If you want to give me your name, give me your name so I don't have to call you Truth Hurts, right? Your information, but I know who I'm talking to. I've talked to you a lot in the past. This is something that just happened to me, and it had to do with this technology and this specific vitamin D3, K2, and magnesium glycinate. Very big deal, and I think it is why we are so D deficient because the tech breaks down in it. Can't wait to tell you guys what I experienced. Um, Jesse, that's right, Mr. Reed. Thank you for the reminder. I Thank you. What's up, Jess? Glad to have you both right here. So let me, before I tell you that specific thing, because it's about that topic, but not everybody understands what's going on with the technology, the nanobiotechnology that's in our bodies from our food, our air, and all the other places it's coming in. But I can guarantee it's coming in through the food, and that's why I stick to that topic because it's undeniable, right? There's no argument about it. It's in our medicine and it's in our supplements, and so we're consuming it, so it's in all of our bodies. And for you two, especially since you're from my OGs way back when I started in 2019, that is the only topic we spoke about was this nanobiotechnology and how Tony Pantallaresco was teaching us how to break it down in our bodies so that it wouldn't break us down because that's what it was doing, right? So this today is let me state the date. Today is February 26th, 2025, and something happened to me last Friday. Today's Wednesday. It happened to me last Friday, and it shocked me to the core. And this is something that we all we could just figure something out, right? On accident, on purpose, on accident, right? God does it on purpose, and I find it out on accident. God does it on purpose. Uh, you know what? Jess, I would like to know if Tony Pantallaresco is still alive. If anybody out there knows, throw us a bone of information because a lot of us haven't heard from him and we're wondering all the same thing. I just hope that he's safe if he is alive, right? He's safe. I wanted to hide him out there in Mexico if he needed a place for refuge. I wanted to send him back home to Mexico to my house, but the message never got through. I sent him emails and nada. All right. So let me get on this topic. The correct form of vitamin D3 so that it can get turned over and become a hormone that affects over 1,000 doors, genetic doors, meaning turn on, turn off. Without it, without this D3 magnesium glycine, well, it's made with glycine, right? But it's called glycinate, magnesium glycinate, because there's a lot of different magnesiums out there, right? And K2. So the K2 takes the calcium that the D is supposed to be doing, right? Vitamin D doesn't just give calcium to the bones. It needs K2 so that it can take the D form in the blood and put it in the bones. That's what the K2 is about, right? And the magnesium glycinate is glycinate to make it easy on the stomach, because a lot of people have a hard time with digestive problems, right? I don't want to say what those problems are right here, but you can imagine. And so they can't take it, and so with this magnesium glycinate, they can. I put this brand up because I strategically picked this one out. I'm going to give you guys a list of how I strategically pick out supplements so that you could do them yourself. So you're not getting what's dropping our immune system in the other ingredients. That's what I'm going to cover today. And I'll be sure to put them in the, what is it called? Not the comments, but the description box below. So you'll have that list of what I'm making sure I avoid so it doesn't drop my immune system. Because what I'm trying to do is make sure that I build up. Because if my immune system drops and I'm trying to help my body's like, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to fix this or stop that? I mean, you're making it try to figure out. When the immune system goes down for 8 hours with a nightshade food, meaning a fruit, a vegetable, it's natural to nature. Is a high lectin protein that's in nightshade foods, right? And so when we eat those foods that are slipped into our ingredients, the reason I say slipped is we don't know that we're eating them when we think we're avoiding them. We think we're avoiding corn and rice and wheat, and we're not, because it slipped in these other ingredients under other names that I'm going to list today. Because maybe you don't want to get this one, or maybe you can't get this one, this product that I get from New Elements. I'll be sure to also put it in the description box below. You need to know how to pick it for yourself wherever you are in the world, right? And if we don't drop our immune system, we can actually move forward. The body can actually repair itself because it's up in arms. It can defend, move out the toxins, and build up at the same time. So that's why I've been able to improve, and Tony hasn't. Tony taught me these things, but yet Tony hasn't improved, and we can't see an improvement in his body structure, because if you eat a tomato that's a nightshade vegetable, if you eat a cucumber, nightshade vegetable, a coffee bean, nightshade vegetable. I had to learn, not vegetable, legume. Coffee bean is a nightshade legume. All legumes are nightshades. So I've had to make all these changes and adjustments in my life so the technology will stop running and cutting through my skin. I'm going to put a video tonight of my very first video I did with Tony Pantalleresco back in 2019. And in there, I do a slideshow of when I was 211 pounds. When I had this also, I had tech running through my skin, and I had met Tony so that I could learn what is happening to me. I went from porcelain, beautiful, unscarred skin to just shredded, head to toe, my body, right? My body everywhere. And literally, I looked like a crack addict, and no drugs, right? No addict of any kind. But yet that's what I looked like, because I had this technology cutting through me. And so in that video that I did back in 2019 with Tony, I asked him, do you think it's a high lectin protein in the foods? And he says he doesn't think so. Well, I from a lot of trial and error, a lot of pain and suffering, I found out that is what kept it from shredding through my body. So I learned to strategically change all of my food, from the caffeine I drink in the morning to the food I buy to the oils, the seasonings. Everything had to change, or I read the back and make sure it had 0 nightshade food slipped in the other ingredients, right? I'm also going to put in the description box below, I have a Instagram page where I show you where I get my cheese, where I get my raw milk, where I get everything that I can change that for this. Like, I'm used to this, but I got to trade it for that, because I can't have my immune system going down. And honestly, none of us can. None of us can right now, because our world is so toxic that if we're going to repair, regenerate, and renew, no matter what problem we're having, we want to at least try this for 40 days. That's why I always say, try this for 40 days, where you're giving your body a break to regenerate, so that when we do put supplements to help our body restart and redo and renew, it has an opportunity to do so. And I can say from the pictures you're going to see of what I looked like back then, 2008, 17, 18 is when all of this tech just started ripping through my body. Everything about me has changed, and I've gotten better from a place of tragedy, like tragedy. And so it works, what I'm saying. Keep the immune system up. Don't put any nightshades in to drop the immune system, and load up with the supplements that also don't have any nightshades slipped in them. And then we can actually regenerate and renew. The amount of vitamin D that I took, I'm going to tell you guys my testimony and what happened for me to see that this tech don't like this vitamin D. And I felt I had a battle in my hand where I was watching this and feeling this happen. And I got all the mobility back in my finger that was arthritic. One finger, this one finger was arthritic for, I don't know, I'm trying to think how far back, over a decade, right? And so it would pop. I'd have to pop it up and pop it down, pop it up and pop it down. So I didn't have an arthritic problem throughout my whole hand. It was just the one finger. And sometimes it would tighten up so tight that Tony says it's the tech. And so because it's the tech, you don't have a problem all over the place. It's just in one particular place. I want to tell you guys the story, but I got to backtrack a little bit. And then tell you guys my dosage, what dose actually created this battle royale in my hand. It took about a good 15, 20 minutes. I'm feeling this battle, and then boom, I got full mobility in this finger. I have not been able to do this movement in over a decade. Look, you can see that it's still tight. Look, I'm trying to pop it up. There it is. You see what I'm saying? Because I haven't done that same dosage since. I wanted to see what happens if I don't do it. Does it come back or what? But if we're becoming vitamin D deficient, hormone, there's a hormone that this tech don't like, we got a fighting chance. We got a serious fighting chance, because even if people don't believe that this tech is actually in our bodies, this nano biotechnology is in our bodies, we're still going to repair, because we are D deficient from a hormone that's making our little kids wet their beds. Our babies are being born with D deficiencies, and they're having all kinds of problems as they're being born, because they're supposed to develop a certain way, but the mothers don't have the D in them. And this is, when I say D, I'm talking about hormone development. You know, a man is built like a man because his hormone is structured that way. A woman because her hormones structure her that way. You take away that hormone, she's no longer a woman. Take away a man's hormone, he's no longer a man. You take away D, sunshine hormone from mankind, he's no longer mankind. He starts devolving. Does anybody notice that we are devolving? We're unraveling. We're not who we used to be. You know, we're degrading, we're downgrading. Well, this is on purpose. You know, it's on purpose. And so there's no maybes, there's no perhaps, there's no mistakes. This is happening on purpose. So I'm going to get down to showing you guys what I know so you can help yourselves. Strategically select your foods and your items so you can help yourselves. All right. Vitamin D, laugh out loud. What? Okay, wait. Let me go back up. Yeah, that's what you thought too. That's what you thought too, that he wasn't all right as far as Tony Pantallas go. Talking to you, Jesse. Why are you laughing, Jesse, about vitamin D? I don't get it. Okay, no D for the ladies. Man, get you best. That's a different kind of vitamin. We're talking about vitamin that's a hormone that turns into a hormone. What's up, Chuck? So good to see that pink can. Last time you were there, Chuck, on my last live, but I didn't see it on my side. Your hand didn't show up till the live was already over. So I'm sorry about that. Eesh, Mr. Reed, talking about vitamin. Let me give you its correct name. It is so if you hear it, you know that this is what that hormone is. I found a professor who is expert at vitamin D and what's going on, and I got a video for him to show us the difference in the testing, what's going on with the testing, why they don't test the right way. He shows how it's on purpose, right? Because it will go against the drug companies and their interests. That's the superficial reason why, money. But this is a species against species situation, and this is very real. I talk about that we're in a machine. This machine creates creatures that chimeras, is what I'm saying. Creature with man with machine. That's what these creatures are. So they got this ability through very advanced technology that's always been. It's never not been. We haven't just figured out AI. AI has always been, because we're in a machine. That is AI. And it lives and thrives and powers itself from suffering and pain. And the way we push back from it is not creating pain and suffering to our brothers and our sisters, our neighbors and ourselves. That's how we stop this machine from doing what it does. But instead, we're devolving, and so our brain functions aren't working, and we can't even communicate the right information. We can't even feel the right way, even if we want to, because our mechanism is being broken down. And this is how we get it working right, because it's a hormone that comes from sunshine, and we are made up of sunshine. We're even being told to be afraid of the sun because it's the devil, right? It's the devil god that worships the sun. That's designed on purpose for us to hate the sun, to hate the sunshine, to look at it as evil. Everything that we're made up of, we've been entrained and designed, socially engineered to fear it. Even if we don't say it with our mouth, we have it in our psychology. But yet this is what we are made up of. So when we get back on track and recognizing that the information that I got from this professor, Bruce Hollis, he's a Ph.D. nutritional biochemist and professor of pediatrics at the University of South Carolina. Very big deal, his information that I'm going to post down here in the description. Dr. Berg did a great job on finding this man and asking him just the right questions. How are we supposed to test? What are the differences between the inactive and the active when we go get our blood work, right? Because insurance will cover the inactive and it won't take care of the active. What we want is, what are my numbers in my active? That's what we want. The inactive is where the D is just sitting in the blood and not being activated. It's just sitting in the blood, waiting to be activated, right? And so the active test, I found a place that it won't take insurance, right? So you have to pay out of pocket, and they cost about $500, not just for your D test, it's for all of your analysis of your vitamins and your minerals. And it's a great thing, right? But a lot of us don't have $500 so that we can also find out our active levels of vitamin D. So the system is set up so that we can't find this information out for ourselves if we don't have deep pockets, which even if we work all day, all the time, 6 days a week, we still don't have enough to be able to afford something like that. They have a payment plan. When you call them, I'll put all their information where you can do a monthly plan. So that was the best information I could find for people who want to find out their active D levels. When we listen to anything that this Professor Bruce, who I'm pronouncing it right, Bruce Hollis, right? When he talks about vitamin D and all the different functions and processes, from multiple sclerosis to cancer to all the things that trigger the cells to get things done, we're dying from. I didn't even try to make that rhyme, but it did. We're dying and we're suffering. We're acting and reacting to things that don't even need to be happening because we're supposed to have it natural to our nature, and it's being removed on purpose. The system is set up in a Canaanite mentality so that we never find out what we actually need, because they're breaking down mankind as a species so that it can be overrun. Dumb enough, not smart enough to stop what's coming. Because if nobody notices, we're losing brain power. We're losing intelligence. I see it all day. Can't even have a basic conversation because the ability to think deeper than what's just right in front of me is becoming a chore for people. I'm a bus driver for the city of Tempe here in Arizona, and I just see it on a large scale. I'm not making fun of people. I'm recognizing how we're being downgraded to a society that, if you haven't seen the movie, it's becoming a reality of oh my gosh, I should have wrote the movie down. I can't remember the movie, but people behave barbarically just so they can eat, and everybody was on survival mode. I can't believe I can't remember the name, not even of the actor. I want a complete blank. Something Beyond Thunderdome. Somebody help me with that. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. You know, the Mad Max movies where everybody is just insane, and they pretty much eat man is what they do. They eat each other because there's no food left. And the way they can't even have regular mental processes. We are there. We're not getting there. We are there. We're just not eating each other yet. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying this to save our species. We have a creature kind running our show, running our world, and they cannot claim Yeshua HaMashiach. They claim Christianity, they claim Catholicism, but they cannot say Yeshua HaMashiach and claim him Lord, King, Son of Man. They can't say those words because there's a real creature inside of them that has to follow principles and laws of their own. This is why this is ancient religion, because it's coming back. I should say this is why it's ancient religion. This is why we need to pay attention to how ancient religions were run, so that we can see what they're doing, what they were doing then, they're doing it now. And we can't let that play out again. And so getting us back on this vitamin D with K2, magnesium glycinate, very important, because I was taking a regular vitamin D3 without the cofactors. Cofactors meaning to be able to get into my bones, the calcium into my bones, and the K2 and the magnesium glycinate to actually turn over the D3 into the steroid hormone, the hormone that makes us work in all of our capacities. And I can't wait to find out in how many more capacities I'm going to be able to see with my eyes on what's going to happen to me when I finish. I mean, I haven't even finished the bottle yet. And if I'm already getting younger and stronger and faster, because I can, that's why I wanted to fight on stage, so that I could show you, so I could just show that what I'm saying, we have a chance. We have a fighting chance to restart, renew ourselves. All right, so I'm going to put all that research on. My last video talked about, my last live talked about all the deficiencies that happen because we don't have this hormone in our body. I'm going to tell you the feelings I got and why I didn't know it was even coming from this D vitamin, my whole experience. And when I took this D vitamin, I didn't feel anything. That's why I thought you didn't feel anything when you take D vitamins, you know, no cause effect. You, like when you take creatine, you know, you get a little boost because it creates ATP. So everything well, for me, I feel my supplements either make me tired, like glycine makes you tired. That's why I take it at night. And creatine, I take it during the day. I don't take it before bed because it boosts my energy, right? So that's why I know when to take my supplements. But I never felt anything when I took this whole bottle of D. And it had all the right ingredients in the back, meaning no nightshades. They were going to drop my immune system. And so that's why I picked this one, right? But I didn't know anything about the cofactors and how seriously different effect we're going to get. And that effect is what I'm going to talk to you about right now. So I got vertigo back in 2023 in October, and I never told you guys, right? That's the last thing I would tell somebody, that I'm spinning, spinning forward this way. It was horrible. I told my coach, one of my many coaches that I have at the gym, and one of them says, look, I'm going to tell you what they told my sister, because I had no insurance, no medical insurance. I had just gotten started with my bus driving job, and I needed some info. What do I do about this vertigo? And my coach said that his sister was recommended vitamin D3, right? So I went and I got this one. Took the whole thing every night. Didn't feel a difference. Did all the techniques to get the calcium carbonate crystal that falls out of its place and creates the spin. I was able to literally put it back in where I felt the spin. It was a horrible feeling. Makes you nauseous and sick. But I was able to get it back in, and you saw me back in the gym, right? Back in the gym, vertigo gone. Then, long story short, I never took it again. I was done. I didn't make it part of my lifestyle, my regimen. Then speed up to November 2024. I get up in the morning and boom, I'm on the ground. I'm like, what? What? And I'm thinking about the vertigo that I got back in 2023. I'm like, no possible way. And yeah, that's what it was. I was like, okay, I got to go deeper into understanding what's going on, because this is serious. It's real serious, right? I don't wish vertigo on nobody, but you can fix it. Straight up, get your hormones back, your hormone D back, but you got to make it more effective. So this one worked. I didn't feel no change, and this is part of my story of the thing that happened in my hand. All this is going to make sense in just a second. I'm going to wrap it up all around. I'll answer these questions in just a minute. All right, let me get to this. I go and I get another one of these, right? Because I got to fix this vertigo thing. I can't afford to not fight again because I got vertigo, right? People say it's from old age. It's because with age, you lose the ability to convert vitamin D. And I wasn't converting vitamin D in general because most of us are not. Like 70% of us are low on what we're supposed to have for full tanks of vitamin D3 to then turn into the hormone that we need, right? We're looking at this hormone is what we're not just the bones, but the hormone to make functions happen that we ain't even used to no more. Like, I can't wait to find out. I buy that vitamin D, and then a friend of mine calls that I haven't seen in over 15 years. Comes to Texas, we're talking, and she says she's getting vitamin D injections. And she suffers depression and has been suffering depression for, I don't know, over 20 years, right? And no matter what she takes, she just doesn't get better. And I'm just like, you're taking vitamin D shots and you're not feeling any change and you're not getting better? Well, why did I get better when I took this one, right? So I was like, okay, something's not equating here. Let me find out why my friend is not getting better taking these vitamin D shots, right? From the doctor and injections, right? I start researching. I find out that it's a hormone, and then everything changes for me. I'm like, wait. This is different. If this is a hormone, we're not talking about vitamins and minerals. This is a completely different structure. I made the video, and you guys saw what I was saying, right? In my last video, my last live, talking about vitamin D3 and the hormone. It's a hormone. So last Thursday, because I know it's a hormone, I'm just like, Let me see what happens. I was taking 2 regularly every day after work is what I was doing. Taking it after work so that when I'm in the car, I got that hour and a half that I'm in traffic and I'm processing. I let every vitamin and mineral, anything that I take, I give it a 2-hour separation between taking something. I never combine. It's like putting fire and gasoline together. It's not a good idea unless you know what you're doing or what you're doing it for. But some people just take all kinds of different vitamins and minerals, and they don't know that some things go together and some things don't. And so I always give a 2-hour space and time. So there's a lot to this story. So I take it right and I go pick up my kids. I take it around 4 o'clock. It matters. I'll tell you in a minute. So I take it around 4 o'clock, get out of work at 3:30, taking it anywhere between 3:30, 4 o'clock, driving to pick up my kids, bring them over to the house. Around 8 o'clock, I start getting hot flashes. I'm just like, oh shit, open the door, open the window. Like, I feel like I can't breathe, like temperature up, right? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, is this a hot flash? Is this what people call a hot flash? Or not people, but women, right? When they go through menopause. But I know that menopause means your body's breaking down and it's not working no more. And I know that you need vitamin D to make sure that it works, because a lady on the bus told me that her doctor prescribed her vitamin D in large amounts and she got her period back. And this woman's like 70 years old and she got her period back. I was like, what? That means we're not supposed to lose our period if you got it back with vitamin D. But when she told me this long time ago, I didn't even know that vitamin D was a hormone, right? But now looking back, it makes absolute sense. So now I put all that information together and I'm having these heat flashes. I'm like, oh, it's either the what I took, because I'm still not putting together that it's this, is what I'm saying. Right now, I just said it's what I took. But that point, I said and put it together because remember, when I was taking this, I didn't feel nothing. So I'm thinking I'm still not feeling nothing taking this one. So what I haven't told you guys in any of my videos, that I've been taking glycine, I've told you in some videos, for over a year now. And it's what keeps my skin tight. It's what keeps your collagen together. I'm going to be showing you guys how I dose glycine with NAC at night, because like I said, it puts you to sleep, makes you tired, to keep all of my tissue nice and firm, like if I was in my 20s. And you don't have to get old. We don't have to get old. The body's supposed to make 10 grams of glycine, which is an amino acid, daily, and we ain't doing it, so we get old. As we get older, we're not producing that no more, and so the skin starts sagging. So everything is about dosage, amounts, and I'm going to share with you guys when I get my Patreon up how I do mine, so that you could do yours, and you can get better and look better and feel better about yourself and your life, not have to worry about getting old. One of the many things I'm going to show you guys. I'm not telling you for free right now because I need your contributions of $10 a month. I will give to you, I'll contribute to you youth and beauty and health, and you contribute to me $10, and then we can find a nice steady balance right there, right? So going back, I still don't know that hot flash I'm feeling, it was because of this, right? It's because of this, because I took 3 of them and I've never taken 3 before. So before I was taking 2 every night, or not every night, like I said, after work. And every night what I was having going on, I was getting this dry mouth, so dry that it would wake me up and my tongue felt like it was going to crack off of dryness, right? I go drink, like it felt like a liter of water just so that I could recover. And this was happening often. And I was like, what's going on? Is it the glycine? Can I not take glycine no more? Oh my God, my skin is going to sag. I cannot not take glycine. It's going to kill my look. I'm going to look 52, 51. So I'm trying to figure out what's up with glycine that's making me feel so dry, and I'll close my mouth. One of my 2 videos ago, you guys heard me, like my throat started drying up right on the spot, and I didn't know it's because I was taking too much for me, my body. 10,000 I use, was too much for me, my body, because my body's like a Pinto. I ain't a Ferrari yet when it comes to a hormone, right? This hormone D. Vitamins, minerals, I'm a Ferrari, right? My body can handle dosages that other people might not be able to handle because I've built up. But when it comes to this vitamin D, I didn't know about dosage that I had to come down because it was drying out my mouth. And what this dryness and this extreme thirst is, because it requires water to move around and get things done. But this happened hours later, like when I'm in bed. So I'm still not equating that it has to do with this, because I'm taking it when I leave work. So why is it happening to me in the middle of the night after I take my glycine? So I'm thinking it's my glycine this whole time. So what ends up happening is Friday, this last Friday, I go and I pick up my kids, just took my D3 and got the hot flashes, took my kids. I was like, what's going on? Am I having, menopause? I'm going to have to check. I'm still not thinking it's this. This stuff makes you very thirsty. Like it requires like liters of water. You have to add liters of water when you take vitamin D3 K with magnesium. Have to like 2 liters worth throughout the day. This is a new practice I have to start. Incredibly dries me out, because what it's doing, it's moving things around and it needs water to do it. And I don't provide my body enough water in general. You think I would, but I'm not a health nut. I'm not. I've just been a survivalist. I've been a survivalist. That's why I know what I know. I've had to survive and overcome a lot of things. Back to my story with this whole vitamin thing going on with this technology in my hand. So I take my kids, I come and then drop them off with their dads. I come and I sleep, and then boom, I get the mouth thing again, where my mouth dries up so bad that you could feel my tongue fold in half. I'm talking about like cardboard. Like other people would probably call the emergency, like an ambulance. That's how dry. But I've been through so many things that I just write it. Would I need water? Okay, let's see until it goes away, and boom, it's gone after like a liter of water. But here's the thing. I didn't take any glycine that night. So I was like, is that my glycine? Oh my gosh. It's this, right? It's the hormone D, or the vitamin D3. I took it at 4 o'clock. I didn't take any glycine. I go through the hot flashes. Now it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. My mouth is super dry. Hormones work different than vitamins and minerals. That's what I'm learning, because I've never taken a D that's as effective as it is, because it has the cofactors to put things in their place more effectively. So this is why my friend who's taking vitamin D shots from her doctor wasn't getting no effect, because it more than likely don't have no cofactors, because doctors don't know what they're doing when it comes to nutrition. They don't. They're not going to give a shot that actually works. A Canaanite system is not going to design it effectively. And this is on purpose, like I said, right? So when that ended up happening, I'm recognizing, all right, now my friend is taking this, right? I can't wait to hear her feedback. Like I said, my phone's been stolen for a while. Haven't got to replace, is what I'm saying. My phone haven't got to replace, so I haven't talked to her. But this is so effective that you see changes, and they're far and they're long and they're spread out. So my last video, I said, you don't feel nothing. I was wrong. I take that back. I didn't know what I was feeling, and I wasn't going to tell you guys about my glycine, in the dry mouth, because I had to figure out what was happening. I had to figure out what was going on. So in this video, Professor Bruce Hollis, he talks about there's a part in there where they're talking about there's too much calcium in the blood, and it'll dry you out, and you need water. You need water to move it around. So that's evident, super evident. And that you go and you get a urine test and see if there's any calcium in your urine. So if you have calcium in your urine, then you've got a problem. So I can go and take that. That's the test that I'm going to go take when I get my inactive test. Well, inactive vitamin D test, it's a blood test that you get from your doctor, because your doctor won't give you active, what's actually happening in the cell, because that's where it counts. That's where it matters most. And this professor Hollis, he was saying that surfers have up to, because the recommended dose is 30, right, nanograms per liter in your blood. And he's saying surfers have up to 100, nanograms. And the recommended is 50, is a good steady. And what we have is Canaanite system is anything below 30, you can be having a problem. And they're keeping us at 30. And Dr. Hollis, or Professor Hollis, is saying they're even bringing that to lowering the dose of vitamin D. And why are they lowering it? Why are they lowering our hormone? Well, let me tell you what happened on that bus. So on Friday, I told you I took the 3. This is the first time I ever taken 3, but I was like, let me see what happens. Let me see what happens. Driving, everything's fine. I don't have no problems, right? But then boom, I start feeling this like a fight. I feel like there's a battle royale happening in this part of my hand. And I'm holding the steering wheel. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I feel activity going on right here in my hand. And I'm just observing as I'm driving. I pull over to the side, let somebody out, and I start touching, and it feels like a hammer smashed it. Like, when it's super sensitive to the touch, like it was painful. And so this is going on for like 20, 30 minutes. And then boom, I'm able to do this. I'm double jointed. So my fingers, like I can move my fingers around, but not this guy. And now I'm able to do that, and it still has resistance. I still have to work to move it. But I know that once I start figuring out how to dose, because right now I'm dosing at 1 because of the dry mouth. And it means that the dosage is too high for me. And that's why my body went through the hot flashes and everything, because I took 3. That means if they're 5,000 a piece, that's 15,000 IUs. So I use this international units. That's all it means. International is a measurement. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm taking on a regular daily dose is 1 to my body, and starts getting used to this, so I don't get that dry mouth, and I start working on putting more water in my body, helping my body regulate this new incoming, right? Because I got something new coming, a new material, so my body has to start working and adjusting. And then on Thursdays, my day off, which is tomorrow, I'm taking 3, because if 50, 60, 70-year-old women are having menopause and hot flashes, I can handle it, because I'm watching it annihilate the tech, because that's what happened. So I go from a finger that's stiff like this, like I would have to put my hand like that around my when I do my hand wraps, right? So that I can cup it, and then I'd have to pop it open. That's how stiff my hand was, or my finger. But I felt that tech fight whatever was my body was fighting back, is what I'm trying to say. And it forced that tech to let go. That's what this is about. So if it let go and it gave me mobility back in my finger, what's it doing on other levels for other things throughout my body? Because our bodies are being overridden to copy our genetics, to take over our genetics. And that's what people don't know is happening. But if they're taking out our access to make vitamin D3 from the sun by telling us, put all this sunscreen on, those poor women from Islam who are covered all the time. I can only imagine what they go through as far as their health, not getting no access to the sun. They definitely need this. When I say this, is this combination. We as a species, from all countries, all nations, all languages, thrive off of sunshine and the benefits it gives us to our mentality, because this is giving us mentality that we're losing, we're unraveling, and bringing it back is necessary, and it's taking down this tech at the same time. Be it we want to believe that this tech is in our bodies and copying our code or not, we need this so that we don't go through depression anymore, sadness, pain, needless suffering, needless addictions. All these things is because we're becoming disconnected from the sunshine that we're made up of. I felt I had to tell you guys that about what I experienced with my finger and this technology, and what this vitamin D combination with the correct cofactors is doing. We're going to overcome, override, and I can't wait to see what happens with a steroid hormone, because I don't know if you know, but steroid hormones will transform a man into a woman or woman to a man. That's not what I'm going for, but that's how strong and potent they are, that they will redesign your code. So I can't wait to see what kind of code I redesign with this sunshine. With this sunshine. Because I've never done it before, and in a short time I saw incredible change. My hair has already grown back. I have thick hair, which I didn't have thick hair before. My eyelashes are longer than they've ever been before. My eyebrows are filling in. I noticed a difference, and I'm going on 52 this year. So if I do get menopause, which I don't believe that I am, I will let you know, right? Because some of you guys are going to think they got hot flashes because I got menopause. I will let you know. Because if it is menopause, I need more D3. I need more D3. Because that 70-year-old lady on the bus let me know she got her period back. So that was very important for me to let you guys know that we got a chance. And people who got those injections, I have a friend, like this just came to my mind right now. I have a friend in Germany, and her name is Aminata. We've been talking back and forth, kind of like me and you, Stacy, kind of like me and you, Jess, way back. And she got the shots, not because she wanted to, not because she went for the shots. She has a long, very sad story. But anyways, long story short, I want to see what this hormone D does against the tech that's in her body through the shots. Because if we could see a big change in that's going to be a breakthrough that Tony would be very proud of. All right. So what do we got right here? I'm going to go now. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. That was very important. All right. Let me see. I think I answered everybody. I got Chuck with the hand, with the pink hand. Jess, you laughing out loud. Tough crowd. All right, Jess. That was for the ladies. All right, let me see. What do we have? Chuck, look up Jeff T. Bowles. He has great info on vitamin D. Thank you. I will, and I'll put him in the description below for other people. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I like it when we help each other out like that. Let me see. Chuck, before that you said been taking 100,000 IUs of vitamin D every couple days to fix my deficiency. Up my magnesium and K2. So my question to you, Chuck, when you say you were taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D, when you did that, was it getting the vitamin K2 and the magnesium glycinate? I'm curious. If you could answer in there, if you're still there, Chuck, I'd appreciate that. Junior, wow, beautiful. I don't know who Junior is, but thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. Ezra V, has anyone heard of nano silver? Yes, we have, especially in this community. I heard this helps with the nanotech in our bodies. I'm going to tell you from personal experience. It's personal experience. I don't do silver. The reason I don't do the silver is when I did try it, I felt like I was connecting with the electronics around me, and it caused pain to me. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, I have to be careful with the copper. If I wear copper earrings, copper necklace, same thing. I feel like I'm gonna go through the walls. It's more charged, right? Silver, copper, and gold, they're positively charged, and everything else, all the other metals. I learned from one of the gentlemen, my subscribers, Mikhail. He said those three metals are positive, and all the other ones are negative charge. And like a battery, right? They work like a battery. And so we have these electrons that are on a negative, and then we wear the positive metal, and then we feel that electric current, right? And so that's why it's extremely potent. So I personally don't do nano silver for that reason. Too strong, too potent for me. And I find healing through other things than the silver. As far as for what I know and what I work with. Chuck, high doses of vitamin D is the way. I actually learned, Chuck, I can't do high doses. I got to do just 5,000 and start slow, no matter where I'm at in my health lifestyle. My lifestyle is health. That's what I pay attention to. I realized that I got to take it slow with this vitamin D because you're taking a loop on me. You know what I'm saying? 15,000 and I'm getting heat flashes. That was rough. And my mouth is too dry because I got too much calcium in my blood. So I got to take it slow for right now. Vitamin D remolds and fixes bone structure when you have high levels of it. That's what I can't wait to see, Chuck. I can't wait to see the changes that are going to happen because I know that hormones will change an individual. And because hormone D is for men and women, and they make us functional, operational individuals of a species, of a kind, right? When I say of a kind, is what makes mankind compassionate yet strong, you know, passionate, brave. I mean, these behaviors are what makes us as mankind different than creature kind that is just evil because we're watching it and we're seeing it, right? So if we're made up of sunshine, I can't wait to what this sunshine hormone can do for our kind, mankind. Because I'm not just going to start doing this vitamin D sunshine hormone. I've already been doing for many layers of years, keeping my immune system up, and I'm already transforming. I'm already reversing age. And so I can't even imagine what's coming up now that I'm on the stage of hormone with this sunshine hormone. Just so nobody gets it confused, I'm not talking about testosterone or estrogen. I'm talking about sunshine D hormone. Truth hurts. You got a bunch of hearts with pants. It looks like hearts with pants. I think that's what that is. Love you, my friend. All right. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like the info. I appreciate that. All right. And I think I got everybody. And then we got Margaret. Message retracted. Hi to you anyways, Margaret. They retracted the message. All right, you guys. It's 8:30, 7:30, 8:30. Perfect. I'm great on time. Nobody has any more questions? No more statements? Last one was Margaret Imauru. I can never pronounce these things. I do my best. I do my best. That is it. Let's get our vitamin D figured out. Make sure we're taking it correctly with the cofactors, or it's a waste of our time. When I say a waste of our time is if we're going to be doing something and it's working, but can we make it work more effectively? Let's do it. What meaning I did get the help I needed with this, but I got serious transformation with this because it has the cofactors. The other one did not. Let's pay attention to that. I almost left you guys without telling you my list. I'm so sorry. My list of how I strategically select, in this case, we're going to talk about, almost left. I'm going to do this real quick. How I select and I look at the other ingredients in the back. Because if we're in Germany, if we're in Africa, we need to know to not get these other ingredients that we see everywhere, but we don't know what they are. I'm going to go over them verbally, and then I'm going to type them out just in case you miss any, okay? So when I pick supplements, I'm making sure that the capsule is not going to bring down my immune system. What I look for is a cotton fiber or wood pulp, and it's long. It's a long name. Give me 1 second. Hypromellose cellulose. I'll write it down. It's also known as HPMC, hydropropyl methyl cellulose. Because it's a tree and because it's cotton, I can take them. I've already tried them, and I already know that they don't drop my immune system because they don't cut my face up or any other part of my body. Or I'm looking for a bovine gelatin, then that's what it'll say in the back. I don't eat meat anymore. I only eat fish. But when it comes to supplements and I can't find any other alternative, I will get the bovine gelatin, and that's the capsule, right? When it comes to the oils that they're mixed with, when they're liposome and they're going to be delivered through a fat, I look for olive oil, I look for coconut oil, or I look for MCT oil. Those are usually the ones that are out there and it's available. I've never seen avocado oil. If they came in avocado oil, I would get it in avocado oil as well. Now, I'm going to tell you what I don't touch. So that's what I do touch. I'll write them down. Is what I don't touch because it will drop your immune system. If you have this tech cutting through your body like I do, it will cut through you. It will cause an effect. You won't be able to stop that tech from cutting up your skin. Everybody else who wants to keep up their immune system, this is also what I would advise you avoid in your supplementation. Microcrystalline cellulose, because the tech can piggyback on the microcrystalline size and get into the cell. And we don't want this technology, this nanobiotechnology, getting into the cell. And I learned that from Tony. Don't want rice flour or rice bran extract. They put that in so many supplements, and so many people don't pay no attention to that major fact. They stay away from grains, and then boom, they got a rice grain right in the back of their supplement. It's a nightshade and it has a drain cleaner effect. My next video, I'm going to show and prove how we have drain cleaner called glyphosate, how it is a drain cleaner and it's pulling out the enzymes, which are the metal proteins, to make things happen in our operation, and how that's breaking us down. So this is why I avoid it. Silicone dioxide, a nightshade. They're using sunflower seed oil, and that's a nightshade. They're using cellulose, it's a nightshade. Vegetable cellulose capsule, that's a 50-50. You don't know which vegetable it's coming from. You don't know where they're taking it from. It could be soy, it could be a bunch of different things, and it's just a 50-50 chance. I'm not willing to take, because then I got to repatch my tissue, my skin. Silica is a nightshade. Modified food starch is a nightshade. Vitamin E can be a nightshade. It's another 50-50, because they can be getting the vitamin E from soy, or they can be getting it from sunflower. All these things I've tried and tested, and it's tore me up. And I look it up and I see why this is happening, because I was getting vitamin E thinking it was fine, and I'm just like, how am I getting tore up? How is this happening? And then I find out that it can be from, they can get the vitamin E from soy or from sunflower seed oil. Anything that says vegetable, I'm taking a 50-50 chance. I don't know what vegetable it's coming from, if it's a nightshade vegetable or not. Anything that has the word soy with anything added to it at the end of that word, but the word soy is involved, is a no-go, because it's a nightshade and it's a female hormone called estrogen. So all that eating anything that has the word soy lecithin is what they usually what you mostly see it. You'll find that in gum. You're gonna find it in everything, not just in your supplements. It stores in men's breasts, women's breasts. Women have to get their breasts cut off because they have excess. Men are growing breasts. It stores in the hips and it stores in the thyroid, and it gets big, and then people got to get that taken out. Soy is a no go. I learned that one from Tony. He's 100% right on that. So these things I'm going to write down, and you're going to notice when you go buy your supplements, you're going to see it everywhere. It's going to be very hard for you to find supplements that don't have this in it. Once you recognize what this is, but that's what they are. They're nightshades. Like I said, my next video, I'm gonna prove how they're putting drain cleaner in these nightshades, because the nightshades naturally drop the guard. Boom, drain cleaner slips in. What's the drain cleaner doing? It's able to take all of our metal proteins out, and that means all of our connections for brain operations, feeling. That's how we feel, unraveling that, messing that up, our function, operations of function, our energy. I mean, all kinds of things. And I'll just leave it at that. Type that out for you guys and call it a night. Call it a night. Want to let you know, thank you very much, you guys, for being here and listening to me. This stuff matters. We matter. You matter. Truth and Integrity Warrior, Michelle Angelique. Saying peace out. God bless and good night, guys.